So I just picked up my new set of tracks at the Day and Ross terminal. I ordered them. It was last Monday or Tuesday, and Monday was a holiday, being Victoria Day, so they said 4 to 5 days, and it's been about a week, but that's not bad considering the long weekend. So, can't wait to try them out. I bought them from Rubber Track Canada. They were $1,169 each, plus tax, and shipping from Edmonton to Nova Scotia was $190. So not bad, $2,900 total. So be nice to replace these old tracks. I got one with a tear on it and it's snapping every time I move. So they're getting pretty cracked and worn, used up. So it's time for a new one. There's where she tore apart right there. Oh. So I got the same style of track, and this way I can have a spare one. If the new ones ever fail, I lose one. I have this one from this side as a spare, which might get me out of a jam someday. So let's take a look at these new tracks, see what they look like when I unwrap them. Nice looking track, nicely bundled. Look a little better than these ones, especially this one over here. Seen better days. I'll put a couple pieces of pipe in there, like this. This sprocket here. And before I take the other track off, I'm going to take this sprocket off and I'm going to change the oil in that hub. It's got to be done every 500 hours, but anytime the track's off, it's going to be done from now on, because it's a lot of money to repair a faulty drive motor. So this drive motor has some bearings in this section right here, and there's a fill hole right here. It's covered in mud right now, and the drain hole on the bottom, you have to drain it out. It only takes 2 or 3 ounces of fluid. I can't remember right off the top of my head, but it's got to be a special blend. So they say this is the fluid I got for the drive motor, and $30 Canadian for that little bottle, 8 ounces. It probably takes 3 ounces each side, maybe, I'm guessing. So I'm going to clean that up and get that draining. So it's pretty thick, the fluid. It takes a while to drain, so I'm going to drain overnight before I fill it and put it back together. I cleaned out the fill hole on top of the motor, drive motor, and cleaned out the hole at the bottom. Right up here. Now I'm going to drain the oil. It's a 3/16 Allen head. I just got a little cup because it's not much oil in there. Last time I done it, the oil was so thick it took a long time to drain, so I'm going to give it lots of time to drain today. Oh. Yeah, it's pretty thick. So I'll take out the top plug. It should then drain a little faster, maybe, let the air in. Just don't want any dirt getting in this hole. Be careful. There. Now I just gotta wait. Trying to give it a little help with some air, but I'm just making a mess. I'll just leave it drip for a few hours. So I just finished filling my drive motor. the outer bearing. Use synthetic gear lubricant from Bobcat. And this is how much was used in 2 of them. And this is how much came out when I drained it. And I like to change the oil every time I have the tracks off. That's the life of your drive motor right there, these bearings. And they go, everything goes to shit. Okay, now I got the final drives full of oil. I removed the side cover behind the track. It's right on there, 4 bolts, nothing to it. And that's where the case drain filter is. So I'm going to take it out, inspect it, make sure there's no debris. Nothing to it. There's your case drain filter. So here's the case drain filter out in the daylight where we can see better. I just cracked that open in the vise. This just unscrews. Oh, there's a little oil coming. So here's your case drain filter. There's a spring on that end and a bigger spring on the other end. And it looks pretty good. There's no flakes or debris. It was just replaced a couple 100 hours ago, so it should be good. But it's good to take it apart and inspect it. Better to be safe than sorry. I'm just going to put that together and put it back on and take the other one off and check it out. Okay, I'm just putting the case drain filter back in. I should have mentioned to put a pan in there to catch the oil because I didn't think much was going to run out of it, but just enough to make a mess. So I'll throw some oil dry on, clean it up, and I'll dig it out when I take the mud out. Now time to take out case drain filter number 2. This time I was smart. I made a little pan to catch the oil. Okay, this one's a little different. It's got 3 lines, so just hold on to that. And I'll crack this line. I guess I'm going to have to take this out. There. That one loose. Okay, I'll take this line off first. There's going to be oil coming into that one. I had the filter. Then I'll take this line. There. Now I can just unscrew the filter. Should have rubber gloves under this, but they'll keep coming, so I have to find something to block that. That will work. That's the cap off my oil. Okay, this is case drain filter number 2. This is the one on the left hand side. I loosened it in the vise. I'm just going to take the filter out and take a look. A little spring. There's the filter. No flakes or anything. It looks a little dirty, but I didn't pick up a filter when I was at Bobcat. I should have. These were not put in too long ago, so I think this should be good. I just I like to inspect them when I have the tracks off. When you start seeing metal flakes and stuff, it's time to be concerned, but it'll do for now. All good. Put them back on. Okay, I got all the plates back on and painted up. Painted the sprockets as well. Now I'm ready to put them back on. You can see the wear is kind of worn this side. So that one there would be the right hand sprocket, I would say. And the other one's worn on this side. So that's the left hand. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to take the two sprockets and reverse them, so this would be the size where you're pushing it's wearing, so I'll turn it around and you should wear the other side just to wear it more evenly, maybe get a little more life out of them. Okay, I'm going to tighten up the sprocket. I'm just going to tighten it real tight because I gotta get a torque wrench, and they're good to be torqued at 300 foot-pounds. Start with this one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. And the star pattern when you're tightening them. Same when you go to torque them. Now I'll just have to go get a torque wrench and give them a torque to 300 foot-pounds. So when you're getting ready to put your tracks on, make sure you shove that roller in all the way. I had it pulled out, cleaning some of the dirt out from behind it. So I finally got the tracks on after a long fight. I knew it was going to be tough. Try and put them on by yourself with brand new tracks being so stiff. But that's why I didn't record it. I did a time lapse because it took so long. It was frustrating. But we got her done. They're on. Get them tightened up. I'm just going to pull her outside and see how it feels.